Howdy folks and welcome back to 50 Mile Arc, and this is the biggie leg 50, our final leg of the 50 states tour. If you haven't seen any of the previous 49 legs, what's been going on is for the past 6 months we've been flying in each of the 50 states of the United States, taking off and landing in the same state. Of course, we've thrown in some other flights in between, so we haven't had 50 flights in a row, but there are 50 in this series, and it's been a little more than 6 months, 6.5 months probably by the time this goes live. And I admit I am quite relieved that the series is over for logistical reasons. Of course, I love flying, and 50 flights isn't a big deal in the grand scheme of things when I do hundreds of flights, but a commitment of 50 flights made me a little nervous because so much could go wrong. I could lose a computer during that time, my equipment could fail, my voice would crack like it is now, my schedule could have gotten too busy with my kids' sports and my music channel and my music stuff I'm doing, and my health. I have fibromyalgia pretty badly and a few other hidden health issues. With all those components, all those logistics that could have gotten in the way, I was nervous about a 50 flight commitment when I started this. Like I said, 50 flights, generally speaking, not a big deal, but a commitment and then throwing in other flights, I was a bit nervous. But here we are, the last leg. I'm recording way past my bedtime on a Thursday night, like usual. And this is it. Our favorite plane and X-plane, despite its issues, there are a few issues. I'm not even going to talk about them in this flight. I've talked about them plenty. But we're going to fly this plane. It's my favorite one. Real world weather is turned on. Opposite what happened last time we flew this in severe weather. The weather is great for flying with real world weather turned on, so we get to enjoy that component as well. It's about 10:30 a.m. in the sim or so. This isn't a modeled airport, but I believe our destination is. And there we go. The introduction to the 50th flight of the series. Wow, I will be doing other series. I kind of like to do series, right? I've done a lot of like 3-leg and 7-leg series. And I probably won't do a 50-leg series again, but I will do other series. You know, I like throwing in random flights here and there, but I also like having an ongoing saga, so to speak. I don't have any ideas, though. So if you have any ideas, throw them my way in the comments section. Of course, I have plenty of other flights planned, like we're going to Colombia soon, we're going to Russia soon. But I don't have any series planned at the moment. So send your ideas my way. I read all the comments. I'll write things on my whiteboard, my to-do list, my flight list. But otherwise, what are we doing for our last leg? Well, we did everything in alphabetical order except for one state, which I believe we did Pennsylvania early for a subscriber request. But other than that, we've done everything in alphabetical order. So the 50th state in alphabetical order, not in importance, but alphabetical order, is Wyoming. And we are in the Thunder Basin Grassland because I really want to see how a grassland is modeled in the sim. And what I mean by that is we have seen desert, salt flats, farmland, forests, mountains, swamps. We've seen all these terrain types in the simulator throughout our 50-state tour. Today we're going to see how grasslands are modeled in the sim. And we did a series with this plane actually a couple years ago where we flew across the United States west to east so we could see the terrain change. And the reason why we used the United States is because it was so vast with every terrain possible that we were able to see it gradually change. So I don't remember Grassland if it showed up on that one, but we're going to see it today. That's why I chose the Grassland. So we are starting, as I said, Thunder Bay Grassland and Mondell Field, Newcastle. And we're going to fly about 140 nautical miles to Harford Field in Casper, Wyoming. Purely VFR. We're just going to put the destination in the GPS so we can use autopilot so we can sightsee, but we're going to pick a runway based on the weather and either fly straight in or circle to land. And I am nervous about flying or landing this thing because in general, our landings have been going extremely well the past dozen legs or so. And we finally got the hang of it in this one again, due to things I'm not going to talk about. It's been a relearning experience, but we got it going. And just as we were able to get landing mastered. In this airplane, we had a terrible landing last time. I would blame it on weather, but it's my fault for choosing to continue to land. So I'm kind of nervous to have a good landing in our last flight. If not, so be it, because it's just the last flight of the series. It's not our last flight, period. So I'm a little nervous. I put a little bit of pressure on myself, but we're going to do the best we can like we do all the time. That's the point of this channel, is not to have polished professional demonstration. It's flight simulation for the rest of us, right? How we regular hobbyists use the flight simulator for the most part. So there you go. That is my 6-minute introduction to the final leg of the series. Have I said that enough yet? Like I said, I'm excited and relieved for logistical reasons, but I'm sad, of course, at the same time. So anyway, everybody should be arriving and getting in at this point. If not, they're going to miss because the bus is leaving. So here we go. We're going to hop inside. Fuel, about 145, I think will be fine. And there it is, 147. Good. 1033, we're a little bit behind schedule in the sim, but that is okay. So let's come down here and flip on the battery. External lighting, we'll turn recog, but everything else, well, that should be up. Oh, it was up. Okay, everything else is the way we want it for right now. Let's hop out here and remove our static elements like so. And our baggage door. There we go. And if you're not in, too bad, so sad, because we're gonna pop this door closed. There we go. Let that close. Yes, we're gonna take our time today. How's everybody doing back there? Anybody bring the sodas? All right, let's see. Oh, there we go. Let's hop over here now. And where's the click spot? There you are. Close the cabin door. Close the wing windows, because I always forget. Actually, I haven't really forgotten a long time, but that's how that started. Emergency lights now can go to normal. There we go. People are back here getting their things ready to go. And their entertainment, because it'll be about 45-minute flight, I think, or so. I'm not sure. All right, FSSI, blah, 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 blah is on. Parking brake. There we go. Fuel switches on and on you go. View the main tank and view the auxiliary tank, because auxiliary tank is done first. All right, here we go. Flip all this stuff around. Yeah, my mouse is in the way. Go away. All right, there we go. Engine auto igniters. Let's get this thing going for the last time of the series. Conditioners to low idle. This worked for us last time. Let's see if it'll work for us again this time. Hold this down. Actually, I did that backwards. Let's bump my microphone like always. Let's have that off. And then when it gets like 15 to 18, we will introduce them to low idle, which is going to be about right now. And if I do it right, it'll take off. There we go. We'll let that stabilize and turn on the generator in a moment. There we go. Right generator. And let's get the left engine started. All right, left generator, close the guard. Auto igniters can come off. Avionics switch. AC bus, sync the gyros, which I think I already did. Turn off external power. Rudder boost between the seats. Climate control. I didn't check the OAT. Do we have an OAT in here? Maybe we don't. That's outside air temperature. So we'll just turn it on anyway. Let's do auto. Let's do auto decrease. Test overspeed. Test the stall. And put that back in. Flight plan in the GPS. We don't have one. Let's clear that out though. We are going to put in our destination, which is, where's my little checklist here? Kilo Hotel Alpha Delta, right? Harford Kilo Hotel Alpha Delta. There we go. And we're just going to go direct. And what is it? 104. Good. All right, CDI, so we can use GPS so that we can, oops, what did I just do that for? So that we can use autopilot. I'm having a hard time with words. Okay, there we go. So what is next? Is it weather next? Let's clear up the Abaddon a little bit. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Not radios and instruments. Nope. VFR. We're just using GPS so we don't get lost. Altimeter barometer. Here we go. Real world weather is turned on. So, what do we got? If we zoom in here, click on this thing. Wind calm. 30-10. Let's do... How do we get out of this? Come on. Okay, we'll just do it the hard way, I guess. There's 30 and there is 10. Wind calm. We're just going to pick a runway. 14 or 32. Let's just turn right and back taxi, and that would be runway 14. That's what we're going to do. Turn right, back taxi. Boom. Simple enough. Okay. What is next? Test the caution lights and everything. Make sure you don't have any bad bulbs. Everything's lit up as it should be. There we go. Cabin pressure. Whoops, we already did bleed air. 104 nautical miles. We will fly at 15,000 feet. Set that for 16,000, and we suffocated last time. Let's not suffocate this time. All right, here we go. Auto feather, arm. Where are you? I can never remember. There we go. Generator ties closed. There we go. Anti-ice install. Boom, 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 boom. And pitot heat. Prop sync on. Throw that back in. Autopilot, set cruise. What did I say? We're doing 15 Ks today. And there we go. And let's get autopilot going. It's going to be very simple. Follow GPS, climb 2,200 feet per minute. Boom, just like that. Easy peasy. TCAS, we don't fly with traffic, but let's turn it on anyway. Taxi license, come on. And we are ready. Flaps down 1 to taxi. Conditioners low idle. Props to taxi. What do they say we're going to do? Turn right and back taxi. And there's not an airport to look at because it's a 2D airport. So I am just going to give this thing some fuel, some throttle. Here we go. And nothing to see here, folks. So I'm just going to taxi to the end of the runway and I'll meet you there. Alright, we have our nice little turnaround to use, so let's take advantage of that. So let's try to keep the wheels on. I can barely see it, but it's there, and here we go. Are we going to make it? Come on, there we go. Awesome. Alright, let's line this thing up. And there we go, so let's stop and set the parking brake, I think. Parking brake? Brakes? Anything gonna work? Jeez, I had to hit that thing 4 times. Okay, anyway, here we go. Flaps are down as they should be. Get the lights off as they should be. And again, that looks like that back there. And landing lights, come on. Taxi lights can come off. Anti and nav. And let's see. Trim for takeoff. I think if we go right about there, that's good. And set the heading bug in case I did screw up autopilot, which I know I didn't, but just in case, you want to have runway heading ready to go. And it's start the stopwatch, which I can't really see with the sun, but there we go. Conditioners a high idle, props forward, and here we go. And we'll just take off and go to the right. I think we'll hand fly for a couple minutes today. Normally I do autopilot immediately, but we haven't hand flown in ages after takeoff. So there we go. There is rotate, and up we go. Gear coming in, flaps coming in. Let's try to keep it at 2,200 feet per minute by hand. And there we go. Let's turn to the right here. Have a look around a little bit, enjoy the high frame rates. What do our paying customers get to enjoy? Well, a little steep there. Here we go. Awesome. Let's just enjoy this for a moment in silence. Hand flying, or ascent is a little steep. Let's nose down just a little bit. Oh, keep that turn up. We got a ways to go before we get to the purple line. Still hand flying. Looks very nice. Alright, let's get these engines brought back here. Level off here. Engines brought back, props brought back. While we're hand flying. Props a little more. There we go. Towards that purple line. Nose down a little bit. To try to stay around 2200. There we go. Looking good. Still hand flying. I'm looking around more though than so it's very, very queasy for the people in the back, I think. And there's 10,000. So turn the landing lights off. Still hand flying. Let's look outside, see if I can continue to hand fly this thing. An outside view. Some screenshots while we're at it. That's a nice one. So there you can kind of see how the foothills of the mountainous areas turns into grasslands. See that? See how the terrain changes? That's what I really like about the simulator. Looks like a pattern that repeats though. Alright, let's see here. What are we doing? We're still doing well. We have we're holding our climb rate. Oh, it's coming down a little bit, but it was good till I started talking. We're going to wait till we intercept that purple line, then I'll engage autopilot. Otherwise, it's going to make this S-curve all dramatic, and we don't need to do that. 12,000 feet in climbing, we will level off at 15 by hand if we don't get to the purple line first. And that's close enough. Let's engage autopilot and see what it does. There we go. Pretty smooth. We have the right climb rate, and we're lined up with the purple line. Good. Not bad. So far, so good for our last leg of the series. Everything else in between will be fine. It'll just be that landing. So there we go. Engines are managed. And actually put some more torque back in. Or more throttles back in. There we go. Engines are managed. We're going to level off very, very soon. What should we do? We need to calculate VNAV, top of descent, but I need to look up the airport elevation for our destination to calculate that, which I'll do off camera. I'll jump in to calculate it with you though. Let's reach cruise together. We're usually sightseeing by now, so you never really get to reach cruise together. So let's hop back here and enjoy the sight together peacefully as we level off. We haven't had a chance to do this together before. And there we go. We're pretty much level, so I'm looking up our airport, our destination elevation on the Google machine is 5,370. So let's approach at 500 feet above that. Let's do 5,800. So let's hop up here and we will do 5,800 at our airport. 800 feet per minute descent. There we go. Oh, that's 9. That's 8. That's going to come down very, very quickly because we're speeding up. There we go. Alrighty, that is all there is to it. We will get the weather at top of descent because we'll pick a runway based on the weather. Unless it's calm, then we'll just, whatever. So top of descent in about 9.5 minutes. We'll check the weather, pick a runway, figure out how we're going to approach it since we do not know the area, but we do not have an instrument approach, so it's going to be a little bit tricky that way. Otherwise, enjoy the sightseeing, last sightseeing of the series, and I'll catch you at top of descent. definitely a grasslands, isn't it? Everywhere you look is nothing but grasslands. But that was the point, and it's very awesome. So we're about to reach top of descent, but I also noticed that we got our airport destination information. I put it right in the middle here. I forgot, this is a tiny airport, which means we have no room for air. And what I mean by that is when we land, normally you land at idle in this thing, but we have to tease the stall horn and goose it to create back pressure to circumvent the problem that I will not speak of. But when doing that, you risk floating. So at big airports, it's been fine. We've been able to goose it, float a little, come down, touch down smoothly. Shorter runways like this, that's a problem. So if I panic, I will just land at idle and we'll get sucked down. If I feel brave, I'll goose it way back. I'll teach the stall horn back here and goose it. So when we float and recover, we'll be on the runway. We'll see. But anyway, let's what we're doing over here. So let's see. Ooh, light and variable. 3009er. Light and variable, awesome. So we have two choices, 25 and 7. So 25 will be like this direction, 7 will be that direction. We're coming from over here. We'll probably do runway 25, maybe. We'll have to see how it goes. Depends how we approach it. We might approach and circle then. So let's change our GPR heading. Oh, time to descend. Let's change this to 25. Is it going to let us? 250 that would be. So let's go the right. No, that's right, yeah. 250. We don't know the exact heading, but we know that 25 will get us in the ballpark, so we know the orientation of the runway. There we go. That'll get us in the ballpark. All right. Good. Time to descend, right? 800 feet per minute. Actually, we're not panic yet because that's the VSR is below 800. So we're just going to come over here. What was our altitude for the destination? I had it 53 something, I think. 5370. Let's set this for 5 above. So let's do 5.8K. There we go. And we're simply going to do one button, descend, that resets the alt select and 800 feet per minute. And there we go. We got a little bit behind, but that's okay. So what we're going to do now is keep an eye on two things. One, our speed, because we're going to be bumping up on that overspeed. 2, our VSR. You want to keep this around 800 by using a throttle. OLOI, what we can do then is if it jumps up to 900, I can just change this to 900. And it's not working. There we go. Or if it goes to 700, change that to 7, whatever. So we're going to keep an eye on the VSR. Keep an eye on this, our distance and time. Estimated time en route. I looked that up. En route. Because it's a visual landing, as soon as we see the airport, we will just hand fly at that point, probably, if not before. So there we go. Not much to do. Turn landing lights on soon. Actually, let's turn them on now because we're only 9,000 feet above ground level. Let's turn those on. I'll keep an eye on our VSR off camera. We're doing just fine. I'll keep an eye on our time and our distance and our speed off camera. And you get a little bit more sightseeing. And then we are going to land this for the last time of the series. Not last time forever. Last time of the series. I'll catch you in a moment. Alright, we're only about 2 minutes out or so. And 9.9 miles. Let's slow this sky car down, the sky bus, sky train, whatever you want to call it. And let's get ready to figure out what we need to do. So I think we are going to fly over the airfield. I mean, we could kind of go to the left a little bit and then fly straight in, because if you look at our heading bug, the orientation of the runway isn't much off from where we are, but I don't know the area and I'm going to lose sight of it. So I think what we might do, we might actually level off. Let's see, we're 1700 above. We'll level off soon, but mainly we're going to slow down and get this thing ready. So landing later on, too early for flaps, too early for gear. We already have our destination information. Is that the airport there in front of us? Maybe. Maybe it is. I think what we'll do is we'll actually level off right now. That gives us about 1,000 feet above ground level. That way, we won't get too low. If we're too low to the ground, we won't be able to see the airport when we circle. So we know the runway heading, for the most part, is dialed in, so we can do a pattern. I really wish I knew the area, though. Like I said, we could kind of veer off to the left right now. Oh, I see it. That's what we're going to do. Let's kill autopilot. I see it. We can do that. Here we go. We're going to veer off to the left and get geared down. I think I saw it anyway. Maybe I didn't. Well, we'll try. If we screw up, and we'll do it again. So there is first set of flaps as well. Yeah, that's a runway. Second set of flaps. We're going to have a short final and weather updates, of course. Oh my gosh, there's the floaty. So what we're going to do is normally we approach at this speed. And then we do our final approach at 110, touchdown between 104 and 100. But what we need to do instead is tease the stall horn and then goose it so we get some backdraft to keep it from getting sucked down. Which should be fixed once 11.3 is final. If Carenado does go ahead with a patch like they discussed many months ago, that would be awesome. Alright, so here we go. No pappy or anything, it's all up to us. So let's bring our approach down to 100, a little slower than we normally would. We're going to hug the ground without getting sucked down. Slow this down and then gun it, because we have a very short runway. So if we float from gunning it, we have a little bit of problem. We have a little bit of crossing from the right. So here we go. Let's come down. Then we'll level off. So that we gun it just before that runway. So if we float, we still have plenty of space. We do have reverses and we do have brakes now. Alright, so here we go. This would be a normal touchdown speed, but we're going to go a little bit lower. Let's not tease the stall horn quite yet. Let's give it a little bit yet here. A little more throttle. Alright, so let's come down now. Here we go. Let's tease the stall horn if we can. There it is. Back pressure, back pressure, back pressure. Let it come down as floating. Back pressure. Are we going to do it? Boom. There we go. Nose wheel down quicker than normal. Reversers. A little bit of left rudder there. And let it slow itself down. Nice. Nice. Wow. We circumvented the suction problem. And we had plenty of runway. And we had a smooth touchdown. Holy cow. Flaps already in. Let's roll this out. I don't know exactly where we're going. Let's see here. Good. Alright, let's slow it down. Let's bring props back to taxi. Conditioners to low idle. And let's come up here and turn on our taxi lights. Oh, it's going to stop, isn't it? Yeah. I brought the throttles back too much. That's okay. Give them plenty of warning that we're coming. Alright, let's see where we going here. Let's also stop the clock if we can. What is that? I can't read it. We'll have to go down and look. 29 minutes and 6 seconds. Very nice. Alright, good. Alright, where are we going to go with this thing? I don't think we're going to fit by any of the hangars. Well, we can go over to the right, though, it looks like. Yeah, there we go. Let's go to that big hangar if we can get this thing going again. I do love how it kicks up all that dirt. I think that's really cool. Alright, here we go. To the hangar. The far hangar. Oh. Can you please move your airplane? We're a little bit bigger and we're coming through. Nicely modeled airport though. I love these little airports. GA flying, that's what this channel is mostly about anyway. Although we are going to take the 727 out again soon. Are we going to make it? Yeah, we made it. Barely. Alright, let's see here. Let's go to this big open dirt area. And I also noticed the wind will kick up, will blow the dirt in whatever direction the wind is going, which I think is the coolest little touch. Alright, let's just put this thing over here. There we go. Set the parking brake, hop inside because that is loud. And since it's the last leg of the series, we are going to do a full shutdown of this thing. Let me get to that checklist though. Here we go. Stop the clock we did a long time ago. Landing lights off, taxi lights on we did a long time ago. Let's get the cabin lights back up for everybody so they can start collecting their belongings. Additioners to the oil props to taxi we already did. Taxi lights can come off now. These can all come off now, as can that. Props back, here we go. Oh, wonderful. Fuel back. It should shut off. External power. Let's see. Battery can come off then. Generators can come off. Turn off all the other stuff is what my notes say. Turn off other stuff. So we're just going to turn off stuff because we can. Avionics can come off now. Yeah, I can. That's true. We can turn that off. Turn off all that stuff too over there. That can go off. Open up the wing windows. Open up this. Whoop, there we go. Come to our door. How awesome is this? Amazing landing for our last leg of the series on a potentially challenging runway. It ended up working out just fine. Whoops, not that one. Let's do this one. And I couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier with the series. Like I said, I'm relieved for logistical reasons that we're done with the series. And I want some ideas for another series. Although it's just going to be regular flights until I come up with something. Like I said, Colombia coming up next, unless something comes up before that. And then Russia soon after. We'll be seeing this plane again, of course, especially now that I've learned how to circumvent most of the issues we were having. 727's coming up. Planes you haven't seen in a while are coming up. I have so many ideas. So anyway, thank you for joining me for this long series. It's been 6.5 months. We did it. All 50 states of the United States, taking off and landing in each state. If you have found him by accident or another way, please like, please subscribe, please share with your friends if you are a regular subscriber. Thank you, of course, for your continuing support. And I'm out of words for once. I'll catch you on the next one.